Hello, guys. Your favorite therapist is back. I'm back. Okay. Got me some good sleep. And I have watched all the episodes of Love is Blind UK Deuce season two. And, let's just do this all together. No matter break down the episodes one by one, but my time is very valuable. Okay. And we're going live tonight. So let's talk about these episodes, these people pleasing, human design. Coaches. So many life coaches, health coaches, human design coaches. And this just showed the light that half these coaches got a lot of issues. Okay. So I am Denise Brady. If you're new here, we go over recaps of reality TV, documentaries, TV shows, all from a therapist's perspective. And y'all will learn something today. So I need y'all. Turn on the notifications. Ding. You know, hit that subscribe, like the video, join the chat, okay? Because you want to stick around. Now, the thing that has always been different about the UK version, people to me seem more invested in emotional intelligence and long term relationships, not so much fame. So, unlike the other franchise of Love is Blind, the American version, it's not a lot of drama thus far. It really isn't. It's just something different about shows over in the UK that are different than here. So if you have watched this and you're like, oh, it was so boring because you're used to toxicity. Okay. You're used to toxic relationships. You're used to people coming on here for fame, influencer deals, doing the most to get attention. Okay. And that didn't happen. But we have our standouts. We have our standouts. So let's get into it. First, let's go over some of these people before we get to the couples. Now, we are introduced to Patrick. He is a human design coach. What's with human design nowadays? Is that like becoming a thing? Okay, he's a human design coach. Well, a lot of issues. Now, he's a walking red flag because he, says all this jibber jabber, chasing my spleen, which is interesting because the spleen is the one organ you really don't need in your body. Instead of listening to my gut health, are you shitting too much? Are you regular? I'm listening to the organ that does nothing really for me, and I can live without it. Okay. Now he's very black and white. I don't think there's a lot of gray here. And we have seen throughout his episodes, it really is my way or no way. And as a therapist, I often say it's very challenging to be in a relationship with somebody who is not able to live in the gray. There's a lot of gray in relationships, in life, in arguments, communication styles, ways of living. And if you are with someone who is like, I don't believe that. If you don't see it my way, then I just cut them people out. What, cuz? You just cut them out. Even if it's your grandma, he said, your family, if they don't agree with you, let them go. Let them go. And it's not so like, once again, black and white. Just because your mom or your daddy don't agree with your lifestyle, you're just like, okay, bye. And not to mention, he's saying all this off of I just met you. Warm me up. Let me get to know you a little bit before you start with the Hotep, fuck boy, I'm a human design coach. What does that mean? What does that really mean? Who are you really? Versus the facade. Because I see the physique, but then I hear the words and they don't align. Okay, they don't align. He is in his own world. At times I kind of felt like Anu was talking to a bot. Like, who are you really? Versus spitting out the things you think, I don't know, like you personally think, because it's not about what he says, not about what other people think about me. And if you're a person who cares so much about what other people think about you, you're low vibrational. You're low vibrational. And I can't really fuck with you. Right? You're my mama, my friend, my wife. So I really don't know with him. Who who casted him? But then again, it's kind of like they knew what they were doing with casting him because he's just weird. I'm sorry, but he's weird. Okay, he's weird. Even on the date, they did the whole eye mask thing. He on his Stevie Wonder. What was that? What was that? And it was interesting to watch Anu, to me, not follow her gut. Because I don't see what they really had in common for her to decide, I want to take it to the next step. Girl, what? Why? Is it the I want to be a fiance? Is it I came here for results and I am result driven like a lot of these women are on these, dating shows? But this is not the one to build a life with because you're going to be building your life on his terms. Who you are, it can go. It can go. If you want to come over here and we have a long lasting relationship, you got to get on the high vibrational train. And that means not caring what other people think about you, buying a human design, whatever the fuck that is. Okay. But he's almost also culty like, you know? But when she said that she was ready to take it to the next step, I'm like, how we get here? And that's another thing I want to talk about is like, I'll go into it deeper later, but these couples moving so fast with the I love you, I love you. Quick. I don't know if I've ever watched a season of this franchise where so many people, quick. I love you. Let's get engaged. Let's meet. You're my forever. And it could have been editing, but him asking her to sing, she like, pay me, sing for this show. And then when she went back to the women's quarters, it's like something in her mind clicked that I want to take it to the next level and be engaged to him. I don't know if we missed conversations, but this man is low vibrational. And I think at times the mystique, the charisma, the mystery of him pulls women in. Pulls women in. But then you get caught up and you're heartbroken. And you're like, how did I get here? How did I fall for the bullshit? Pay attention to your gut, not your spleen. How many times did we hear this man say, I'm going to follow my spleen? I'm going to follow my spleen. And where to get us? She came in thinking that I'm ready to take it to the next level, only for him to be like, you know what? Uh-uh. And you can just see how cold he becomes. Pay attention to that also. Emotionally distant. How when she was kind of starting to talk about her feelings for him, and I think just walking into the room, he was just kind of like, I'm here, but I ain't fucking with you. So, yeah. But Patrick got to go. Okay. And I wonder what it's going to be like when we see him in future scenes. They get together and they go to the bar and all the drama pops off when the whole cast gets together. But Patrick is a walking red flag for heartbreak, for trauma. You're going to be in a lot of therapy after you with this man. Okay. Patrick says he's trusting his spleen to tell him when he's found the right woman in the pods. We look forward to seeing how that works. I bet you did not work. A lot of these people we did not see. Now, I also want to talk about Sophie. She's 28. Sophie loves a good argument and says her biggest turn on is a guy who can stand up for herself. If you can defend your favorite football team, that's a bonus. A law student graduate. She grew up in a household with 4 brothers and a protective father. Sophie is very interesting to me. You know why? I feel like Sophie is a lot of women. Y'all don't want to hear that. But y'all came for the real now. Y'all came for the real. Sophie is someone who is dealing with a lot of rejection trauma. Rejection is at the core right here. But on the outside, you see the prettiness. You see all that. But as a therapist, I saw the shield. I saw the wall. It wasn't no wire fence, girl. It was a cement wall. Because as we learn, her mother ended up getting with a new man and focused a lot of her time on that new man as a child. And probably did not have enough time for her. And so, in some ways, we're seeing rejection trauma happen before our eyes. Not to mention, she grew up with 4 brothers. So she was also the only girl in her household. And her interactions to me are someone who is hurting. And she copes through distance. I feel like there's maybe some disorganized attachment, but also see some fearful avoidant attachment style with Sophie. But I feel like she, over time, showed that she's an ice queen. But her iceberg that she's trapped inside of is hurt and rejection. And her interactions with Kieran, who we going to talk about, are a result of that trauma narrative, the rejection. Oh, you don't want me? You gonna disrespect me? And let's talk about the disrespect. Was it disrespect, y'all? This is a competition show, and so many times, people come on here and they become hyper fixated, hyper focused, and forget this is a TV show. Multiple women, multiple men vying for the affection of one another. So when she became upset about the Japanese ornament that Kieran gave, I can't remember the girl name. Okay. It was I feel left out. I feel rejected. What about me? See me. But she went into defense mode. She went into you're the bad person. And notice how she really didn't go that way with the girl. That girl is, I'm gonna talk about the girl. She's giving Carmen Sandiego, Poison Ivy, but I don't know her name. Okay. But it's interesting how a lot of her frustration did not go towards her, where we have seen in different pods, women's pods, where the frustration and rejection trauma is projected onto the girl. Instead, I think it was projected onto Kieran. And was it right or wrong for, Kieran to give her? It was, to me, it was not wrong. Each time we see this happen, whether it's a grandmother's ring, a bracelet, something special to signify, I care about you. But she took that as a slight. I don't need to be with nobody who doesn't show me respect, who does not like me, who does not show me that I am number one. It's like that internal hurt and somewhat rage came out through her words. And I can tell she got a blade on her tongue. She has a blade on her tongue. But Sophie is a symbol of rejection trauma. What happens when you don't work through those parental wounds, the hurt that your parents left you with? Now it says that she is a daddy's girl, I believe. She grew up in a household with 4 brothers and a very protective father. I wonder about that because some of y'all might take this as protective father as a good thing. But protective father can also come with its own trauma. Was she able to have her own life? Was she sheltered? Were there things missing from that father-daughter relationship? Because from what it seems like, she did not have a good relationship with her mother's husband. I guess it would be her stepfather. Okay. And what are the relationships like with her brothers? Because there's a dynamic here between men, not so much women, but men. Okay. But we always see one of these type of women who have a lot of, I think, rejection trauma. And we saw it last season on Love is Blind. What is that girl's name that everybody's been talking about? And I called it out. I thought she had some BPD. Okay. I think her name Madison. Okay. In some ways, we're seeing the repeat of a Madison here. And now I didn't watch Perfect Match, but based off of what I've been seeing online, it's the same thing I said in my video. Go check it out from that season. That Madison is someone who has a lot of rejection trauma. I think Madison is someone living with some borderline personality traits. Because the same person she was on Love is Blind, whoever the season was, she seemed like she was the same person on Perfect Match. But it's becoming kind of like an archetype. They kind of pick the same type of people and just plug them in. But maybe that's just me. Okay. Now let's get to the couples. Okay. But make sure you hit that like, you subscribe, you do all the do's. Okay. Help a sister out. Now, let's talk a bit about this dynamic. Okay. Can I make myself small just so we can see the people a little bit better? Can I just for a second? Okay. Now, Katisha and is it Javin? Javin. How did we get here, y'all? No, I kind of like it bigger. How did we get here? Now we see this love triangle between Katisha, Javin, and I don't know, his name starts with a D. What you are seeing here is people pleasing in action. People pleasing in relationships. Now, Javin to me is not worth my time. He's very caught up in physical. Now, I remember from the pods, a lot of his questions, and once again, it could be adding. Okay. A lot of his questions were related to sex. How often do you like sex? Is sex important to you? Low vibrational. And I'm wondering where's the emotional intelligence that I normally see in this franchise? Okay, I don't see it. I don't see this working. And I think she should have chosen the other guy. But when she walked in and she was talking to him about that she was interested in the other guy, she felt the damn, he's disappointed. His feelings are hurt. I can't hurt his feelings. So I think she went back, probably had some conversations with people, and the lingering feeling of, what will he think about me? Am I a bad person? Like, Imma just tell him yes, because like, he just sounded so hurt. And this is people pleasing. She didn't go with her gut. She went with what was satisfied, making the other person feel good. And this is the beginning of a relationship. The foundation is pleasing the other person, the other partner. And if you start off a relationship with people pleasing, what do we talk about over here? You're watering your foundation with that. So the soil is going to have some plants grow. Remember that. We often talk over here about the foundations of your relationship. Okay. And so she decides, hopefully y'all didn't watch the episodes because it's a lot of spoilers. She decides, you know what? Yes. Yes, I want to marry you. Yes, you're the one. When in reality, he walked in to call things off. No plan to wipe her up. No plan to spend time with her in the future. It's like, oh, okay, girl, you want to get married? Okay, you choosing me? Let me flip the script real quick. Shit, I don't even got no script. All right, let me just get down on one knee. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This to me is not a person for longevity. He to me is focused on the physical so much. So much so that even when we see them go off to, was it Greece or something? The way he was like looking at her, sizing her up at the table. Are you listening to me? Are you paying attention to me? No, because some men just focus on, girl, what we doing tonight? Shit, who you doing tonight? It's me. Not focus on me as a person, my beliefs, my goals, what I want out of marriage, what I want out of life. Just when you dropping them draws. And that's what we're getting. And that's what we're getting. He ain't worth the time. Okay? He is not. But because she's a people pleaser, this is who she's walking with down potentially the aisle, which I don't think is really gonna happen. Come on, girl. Now let's I want to talk about, is his name Demoy? That starts with a D, because I think he handled this situation with a lot of grace when he really did not have to. Now where's picture at? A lot of people we did not see. Oh, here, okay, here we go. This is a man of grace. Too much grace. And it kind of falls in line with nice guys finish last, unfortunately. Unfortunately. The way this man actually liked her, wrote about her, took space to think about the things that he wanted to do with her and get to know her as a person. Build joy together. Justice for him. Justice for him. And then even when old boy came back and said, like, I'm engaged. Yeah, I'm engaged. The tears, y'all. You could just see. I'm trying to hold back because I'm feeling it, but this is his moment. Let me just be a supportive Black man. Let me support this Black man on his journey that he found love. I lost the race. You know what? Let's celebrate him. So he is the one to me who initiates, yeah, let's celebrate Javen, whatever his name is. Okay. Let's celebrate him, guys. I just don't know how he did it. But to me, it just showed there is more emotional intelligence. But I think sometimes people say they want the emotional intelligence. They want the man who's really going to pour into them. They want I'm the prize, the guy who's going to walk all over, the ground and kiss the ground your feet walk on. At least from what we saw thus far, I don't really know him. So, but this to me was a little bit of a representation of that based off, I guess, edits. Take it with a grain of salt. But it's like, oh, well, he ain't got that swag. He kind of boring. It was just something about him that is, he deserves somebody who really doesn't have second doubts, or what did she say, who's really into him. Y'all, we got to stop saying that the good guy is boring because you're used to chaos, drama. Are you used to the guy you're used to dating? Sometimes what you want is not what you need, girl. And it's okay to try something different. Shit, look at, Landria, Nick. What she wanted versus what she needed. And can we just do like a little side thing? I've been thinking about this all morning. It's so interesting to me how one decision changes a lot of things. One decision by somebody to say very nasty things about, cultures and races, but the network's decision to let her go. It changed everything. It changed everything. No one would be getting all the stuff that they're getting from press, all of that, if he had chosen Sierra. Now that's just my little tangent. Okay, let's get back. But unfortunately, we see over and over again nice guys finish last. Now in the previews, we do see them meet up. I'm guessing that that's probably at the very end when she goes through the saga with old boy Jay. Will we get a Zach moment where they meet up and realize, oh, this was my forever, and live happily ever after? I don't know. Okay, but he was done dirty. But let's go through a couple of these couples. This one, in some ways, thus far, I don't know about past episodes that are going to come up, but it's almost like they have known each other in another life. Or maybe that's just editing. I could be wrong. But it almost feels like they knew each other in another life and they just instantly click. My only concern is, yes, the lifestyle of her being a flight attendant, which over there they call it cabin crew. Interesting. Sounds a lot better than saying flight attendant, actually. And the quick I love you. Is it that when you know? Is it getting caught up in the moment of this show? Is it that they've been together in a past life, depending on what you believe? But so far, the chemistry is there. She says she's open to working a 9 to 5. Well, let me tell you, some of y'all are not watching, so watching the show, I probably should tell y'all the names. Okay. What was his name? Ashley and Billy. Okay. They seem to hit it off instantly. Hopefully that is the case. Okay. No red flags so far other than lifestyle differences from them. This one, I just like not too sure. I feel like I didn't see enough of them in the past to really get a vibe about their relationship. Like I said, all of it happened so fast this season. So I don't know. We talked about them. This one. What happens when you guys are different cultures? There's a lot of history between the differences in your cultures. And when one person is a slightly insecure woman. And the interesting thing about this is he is so caught up in why Katisha did not pick what I don't know his name. What was his name? His name Demola? Sorry if I mispronounce it. Demola. Okay. He seems more focused on why you pick my boy instead of this, your fiance. He wants to confront Katisha. He's so focused on, at least it could be adding y'all too, but all the scenes I've witnessed him be in are about talking about the boy, his bro. Is it bro code? Is it that he's too hyper focused on something that should not even really matter right now because you're on a lovely vacation? You just met this girl. You're not so focused on her. And I'm not sure if it's that, are you physically disappointed? Are you really not that into her? Or do you feel like justice for my boy? But I feel like he needs to be pouring more into his relationship with her because she is insecure. She is insecure. And I think that's going to come up throughout their dynamic is hers kind of like, do he like me? What do you think about these other girls in the pool in the swimsuit? In some ways, it's kind of giving, was that Chicago? With the other girl who was Indian and she has some insecurities, but her partner was not pouring into her and making her feel like you the one girl, you the shit, you my Beyonce. I feel like we're kind of going down that road again. So far, I'm not seeing him like a shake type person, but I think you have to go into this experience secure. Because if you don't go into it secure, it will expose your insecurities. You cannot hide it on this type of show. And another layer to this is when you are from different cultures, ethnicities, can you overcome that? Can someone who's Christian marry somebody who is Jewish? Can someone who's Black marry somebody who's Jewish? If you are Baptist, can you marry someone who's an atheist? If you are of Native American descent, can you marry somebody who is European descent? When there's so much history with those cultures. So they have different layers that are already against them. Him being hyper focused on my boy. Why you do my boy like that? Her insecurities, them being from different cultures and backgrounds, all in this very fast experiment. Nah, I don't see it working. I don't. I'm not quite sure if he's even really into her, to be honest. Okay, I'm not sure. But things will continue to unravel. This one, Megan and Kieran. Kieran said he was in a 7-year relationship and has never deeply been in love. What was you doing for 7 years? Why'd you stay? Did you waste her time? Did she waste your time? But they connect. Did he dodge a bullet with Sophie for Megan? I got my eye on Kieran because I'm just like, Are you really the nice guy? I got my spidey senses up. Like, I don't really think so. But maybe you just, I don't know. How do you make an excuse for somebody staying in a 7-year relationship and them saying, not an excuse, how do you justify that? I don't even know as a therapist, how can I justify that? That you come out of it saying you've never really been deeply in love. I just can't justify that. I want to know more. What was going on? Okay. All right, those are all the couples. Yeah, I guess so. Now, the other thing I want to talk about lastly is just the influence of intimacy. In the past, when we have seen couples who rush or be intimate the first night, does it work out? Does it really work out? And should there be more time put into getting to know the person? Now, let's talk about the couples who were intimate from what we could tell. They were not. So they're building their foundation on getting to know one another. This one I can't really suss out. We're not seeing a lot of camera time between them. Notice that. Of course he did. Okay. He is so focused on physical intimacy. He's also a health coach. Javon, a health coach, ex-football player, raises a red flag when he admits he's been single his whole life. Yeah, he's a fuck boy. He's a fuck boy. I can't remember. Did they say they were intimate the first night? I don't remember. Yes, they were. Okay. But, this season feels a little bit different than the first season. I'm not seeing as much, you know, depth of these people really pouring in. It was a quick little like, we talked in the pods 2 days in a row. Now we're engaged. Now we're on our trip. It's moving kind of fast, which to me lacks the let's see these couples really foster and grow and figure out what it was that made them choose one another. The only one I really got that from was Ashley and Billy. The rest of them, it's not really giving longevity, y'all. It's not giving growth. It's not giving, I chose you because I got to know you. I'm on a timeline. I need to pick somebody. And it's going to be you. Okay. But these are just my thoughts on the first 4 episodes. We're going live this evening. So join us on our live because I want to know what you guys think. I want to engage with y'all. Have a good time on a Friday. But if you got this far in the video, put some purple stars in the chat, some light bulbs. Let me know what are your thoughts on these couples in this season. I already know a lot of y'all think it's boring because you're used to toxicity, you're used to drama, you're used to people doing the most for camera time, and these people thus far are not doing that. But let me know. Okay, let me know your thoughts. Once again, Denise Brady signing out as your favorite therapist, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.